The new batsman is Azhar Ali, who you saw Richard make 2 low scores at Leicester earlier in the year, and he continued to struggle until the last couple of games. He's made runs in both of the last couple of games for Worcestershire. Comes in now the South African and bowls to Ali, who plays this very late off his pads. And hands on heads in the slips and from the bowler, because they think, oh, it's an LBW shot, and then he just gets a bat on it. He does that very, very often, and he gets a single.
We see a knee spin. Barnes is in. Azhar is getting a fuller ball, and he clips it nicely away through mid-wicket, along the ground all the way. Just turned his wrists on it. Turned those very flexible, strong wrists.
31, you're right, off, yeah.
So he only added a single.
Absolutely.
In goes Barnes, back foot, defensive force down to third man, got half a hand to it, Azhar, dived away to his left, well, not a chance, it was well short of him, and managed to slow it down, and he has saved a run in so doing. Ackerman went chasing down and managed to get to the ball, maybe 6 feet or so inside the rope down there at wide third man. Azhar picks up 3. Azhar did well to get his hands under. Barnes is in, edge, not edge, but turned down, I think off the gloves, down towards fine leg, and the signal is, yes, a 4. And it goes to Azhar.
Barnes from the Digley's End bowls, and 4 runs for Azhar Ali as he just steers this down to third man. And annoying for the bowler, and annoying for the fielding side.
Of the day. Barnes is in, Ali is driving, and he's got that one through. Parkinson is in pursuit, he'll do well to drag it back. He won't be able to drag it back. Azhar just leant into it, steered it wide of the Leicestershire skipper.
To come back into that one a bit. Here's Chris Wright in, bowl short to Azhar Ali, who cuts for 4. Thank you very much, he says. Loosener from Wright. Probably the worst ball he's bowled all day. And Azhar Ali just cuts it down to deep, wide third man for 4, and he comes in there to bowl to Azhar Ali from the Digley's End. He bowls, and Ali is advancing down the pitch and whipping this one nicely through mid-wicket. Is it going to go all the way for 4? No, it's not. It's pulled up just inside the ropes, out at wide long on by Chris Wright, but a lovely shot from Ali.
Parkinson is in from the Digley's End, bowls to Azhar, who drives pleasantly through the offside. In fact, more than pleasantly, he has timed that exquisitely and placed it equally perfectly. Patel dived across from cover, looked like he was going to get there, couldn't quite.
Strong, yeah.
Parkinson is in. Haynes is pushing out into the gap. I beg your pardon, Azhar is pushing out into the gap and picking up the single he needs for his 50. Ahmed Fields. As you heard, 71 balls and 6 fours for Azhar.
There's Mulder bowling to him, and he drives beautifully through the covers. What a lovely shot. That's going all the way for 4. Just timed it nicely, just beats the fielder to the rope. Just kept him interested, Ed Barnes, all the way, but just got there. Lovely shot from Azhar Ali.
Updates time.
Updates time, yeah.
Runs in and bowls outside off stump. Chopped away, cut away decisively for 4 more. Rehan Ahmed had come up for Azhar Ali. Again, there was width because Mike is going to bowl around the wicket to Azhar. In he comes and bowls. Azhar gets a short ball that he pulls down to fine leg for 4. So all that setting of a field for a particular kind of delivery, delivered from around the wicket. Comes bounding in and bowls to Azhar. Again it's short, again it's pulled around the corner, and again it's run for 4. This time wide of Hassan Azad at long leg. Well,
Sun's out again now as Barnes comes in and bowls, and that's not a Yorker, it's a half volley, and it's driven beautifully by Azhar Ali. It's a good half stop actually in the covers, takes the pace off it, and they come back for 3. Lovely shot from Azhar. Just
brings Azhar back down on strike, so my work is done again briefly.
And he's on 99. He's made 42 first-class hundreds, I've just checked. So this would be his 43rd, but it would be the first for Worcestershire. And the field is well in again now. All fielders saving one apart from the fine leg. And he goes down the pitch to Barnes and clips this one, that fine leg, and scores his first 100 for the Pairs, his first 100 as a Worcestershire player, helmet raised, bat raised. Jack Haynes is becoming a very, very close friend with his long partnerships out there in the middle, and Azhar just kneels down and kisses the turf and gets a round of applause from the Worcestershire faithful. 43rd first class 100 for Azhar Ali. Have reached three figures. Azhar Ali for the first time in a Worcestershire shirt, although for the 43rd time in his career. He's currently on 109, and Jack Haynes, who has been out there with him all the time, has reached his third first class 100 in 3 successive games. Fantastic form from the youngster. He's on 101, and Worcestershire are 274 for 2. Ali is on 125, Jack Haynes is on 114, and we're just 5 minutes away from tea now as Worcestershire bring up the 300. They're 300 for 2. In fact, they're 303 for 2, I think, because that ball has gone to the boundary. And no, 302 for 2. It was a combined effort by Parkinson and Barnes to save the boundary. 3 runs taken. Azhar goes to 128.
His right turns. Umpire Pollard is past. He comes in and bowls, turned off his legs, out towards mid-wicket for 4. Beautiful piece of timing. Taken off the stumps, but with utter certainty by Azhar Ali. It runs out deep mid-wicket for 4, and that
docile, no great threat in terms of pace. And this next one is too full. Driven nicely by Azhar through mid-off, and he gets a round of applause. He brings up his 150, so he's turned his first 100 for Worcestershire into 150. Moving away from us, right arm over the wicket, past the umpire, Paul Pollard, bowls, and it doesn't get much better than that, does it? It was a half volley, to be fair, but Azhar just stroked it through extra cover. The new road end bangs this one in short to us. So that's a wonderful hook shot. That really is a wonderful, wonderful hook shot. Swivelling shot, sort of pivoting round, rolled his wrists, and although there's 2 men out on the leg side boundary, it bisected them.
Ed is out there on the deep point boundary. In goes Barnes and bowls, and is cut immediately for 4, short and wide. Azhar on 163 is not going to miss out on a delivery like that, and didn't. He moves on to 167, 3 to admit. In he goes and bowls, and this is short and pulled out too deep mid-wicket, 4-4, the worst over probably that Rehan Ahmed has bowled.
Parkinson again is in, bowls, and Azhar comes down the pitch and hits him for 6 over long on, and almost through the window of our commentary box. You probably heard it clatter against the glass of the scoreboard next door. Dave Bradley is Ahmed again into him, and he drives on the offside. Lovely shot, that's going to be it. Beautiful shot from Azhar Ali through the covers for 4. Absolutely brilliant. 201 not out. Azhar Ali, helmet off and bat raised to the dressing room. Applause all round the ground. Brett D'Oliveira absolutely delighted for him, gives him a hug. Absolutely superb performance from Azhar Ali. 1-6, 18 fours, and just giving you the number of balls, 328 balls. An absolutely masterful innings from Azhar Ali. His first 100 for Worcestershire, and it becomes a double. Just brilliant.
In mind that Worcestershire have the opportunity to bat again. In goes Mulder, big charge down the wicket, and a huge yahoo from Azhar, most on Azhar, like he missed the ball missed the stumps, but in goes Mulder and bowls to him, and a beautiful cover drive for 4, just to present the perfect contrast that when you play properly, you're going to score your BAFTA. Azhar's huge slog last time out. Down the wicket he goes, edges, and almost deliberately down to the very finest of third men for 4. For calling it a day. In goes Mulder and bowls. Ali again is driving. This time he's got it past Ben Mike, and it's going to run out to the extra cover boundary for 4. The sprawling effort of the fielder on the boundary. Mulder is in. Down the wicket goes. Azhar flicks it around the corner down to fine leg for 4 more. 3 perfectly conventional. No, the first wasn't perfectly conventional, but 3 shots in which he really was in control. He knew what he was doing. He played the ball along the ground, and he did so there.
Is right in again, bowls to Azhar, who gives himself a bit of room there, and he's bowled. Yeah, it was all very, very flat. Nobody got too excited. He gave himself a bit of room, dragged it on, I think, and he's bowled. So Azhar's innings is over. Very nice to see a lot of Leicestershire players running up and shaking his hand as he leaves the field. But he is out for 225. He's going to get a standing ovation on the crowd here at New Road. I'll just allow you to hear that on our effects mic. So Chris Wright finally gets some reward for his efforts.